What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Gizmo, say hi. Oh, that is the sound of a work email. There we go. Important work email, actually. Hold on. Alrighty, email sent. In the process of a vendor thing with a huge, ginormous healthcare company, 250,000 employees, and I had to send a very important email. This is about to close. Make Flankster a lot of money. Anyways, we have to talk about something. JND Khaleesi. Let's talk about it. So, I know what the statue is. I'm getting it. And unfortunately, here's the thing. It is the exact same pose concept as this one. There are a few subtle differences. Namely, the position of the dragons, where they're at. The couch that Khaleesi's sitting on is definitely bigger. Obviously, the likeness is better, and it's J&D, so it has glass size, hand punch tear. Now, the Prime one, honestly, is one of my all-time favorite quarter scale statues. There's only a few that are better. I think Sauron is better. Gandalf is probably tied. Obviously, these are some of my favorite quarter scales. But in terms of like everything else outside of this room, I don't think there's a single quarter scale that beats out Khaleesi for me. She's just insanely beautiful. Big piece. I mean, 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide and deep. Dragons look insanely good. However, J&D does glass size in their dragon. And obviously they're third scale, so they're bigger. But the glass size definitely make a difference. Khaleesi on the Prime 1, it's good, but the likeness is definitely only like 60%. Where I would say J&D is probably 90 to 95%, possibly even better likeness than Infinity Bust. Like, I need some more photos, but obviously different hairstyle as well. I still like Infinity Studios Bust more than J&D. However, J&D will pair much better with this bust than this particular statue would. 1/3 with a half torso bust is much better than quarter scale. So here's what I'm kind of thinking. And based off how good that J&D looks with this, one of my all-time favorite life-size busts, and I believe the J&D is probably the best J&D statue ever made. I think it tops Wonder Woman and Stellar Blade. Now, the actual character Khaleesi herself, I still think Stellar Blade wins. I think Eve Stellar Blade is the single best character along with Wonder Woman in terms of the actual just like character itself. But when you incorporate the whole concept and everything else that's involved, I think J&D Khaleesi is going to be the best one. Because of the incorporation of the couch, the dragons, all of that makes it the best one for me. Character is Eve, then Wonder Woman, though. Anyways, so we're obviously going to get J&D, and I said before in another video, I'm going to move all Game of Thrones just upstairs to a bottom garage shelf. Here's the thing. I'm not going to put J&D Khaleesi and Infinity Khaleesi bust bottom garage shelf when it's going to be probably my best quarter scale and bust setup. Like, that's paired together. Because I'm not technically pairing Sauron with Sauron. Although I feel like third scale Sauron will pair better with this. That one's big, but not big enough for this. I think the Prime 1, 1/3 Sauron would pair better with that. But 1/3 and bust, I'm trying to think what would beat out that. Because right now, when I look at all my 1/3 and bust in my collection, I mean, here you got Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Kratos. We don't have a true third yet, but Kratos will probably be still number 1 when I get Kratos 1/3. And in this room, of all the 1/3s and busts, it's got to be Wonder Woman. That's my favorite. Although, honestly, it's probably Wonder Woman with J&D Wonder Woman. As much as I love this, J&D pairs better. I do love that Wonder Woman horse more than J&D, but J&D pairs better with the bust. J&D, like, girl, like this, that, I freaking love that. It's so good. And Khaleesi will look so good. And I'm thinking what I might actually do is do Khaleesi bust with J&D right here in the middle of the room. That is a worthy mid-room spot. They would fit there beautifully. I do, of course, the eggs and everything. And I would keep quarter scale separate. They don't need to be paired together, especially since it's the same scene. It's different scaling. I think it's better just to have them separated. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I do want to put a statue mid-room. It's just and I don't want a huge one. Like, doing a huge statue, like back when I did the Prime 1 Jungle Hunter, it was definitely too big. Where Khaleesi bust, I have put her there, it's fine. And then JND is not that big. It would fit there beautifully. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning towards right now is JND Khaleesi with Infinity Studios Khaleesi bust mid-room over there. And we'll probably just return her there, Jon Snow there, move that back up top, and do Saruman bust right there. So it's all Lord of the Rings top shelf, down low, quarter scale, Game of Thrones. I think that works. And that means I don't have to move Game of Thrones upstairs, which will give us space to move something else upstairs. So I've, of course, still floated the idea of doing Monsterverse, but here's the thing. We really need to do Wolf, Predator, Alien, Romulus, and Neytiri. And that's going to take the entire top shelf upstairs. You'll have the bottom shelf to do what you want. And so what we'll do, probably, what I'm thinking, you have 3 48-inch wide, 24-inch deep garage shelves and a 20-inch by 36. So the 20 by 36 inch is going to be Alita bust and statue. That's got to go upstairs. It'll be underneath the T-Rex 1/6. To the left is where I might move Grimlock and G.I. Joe. I need to get them out of there because that has to be Kratos bust. Like Blue Box Hyper Kratos bust. That has to go there. That has to get out. Alita has to get out because we're going to do Link bust where Alita's at. So that has to go. I'm really trying to think of statues I have on pre-order, not buying new statues, and making sure everything looks good. Because I'm still very happy with how all of this looks. However, we still have Cave Troll, which is, God, that's going to be such a pain to display. I mean, the only way to really get Cave Troll is to put it right here. I definitely can't pass on Cave Troll either. It's too freaking good to pass on. I mean, I still could theoretically move Game of Thrones quarter scale upstairs. It'd work better in a 60-inch wide versus a 48, because a 48 is going to take 1.5. You do a 60, then it just fits in 2. So I could theoretically do a 60 and a 48 on the sidewall and do Game of Thrones quarter on one, Pacific Rim on the other, and then G.I. Joe and Grimlock. It's really difficult with that Cave Troll. Ugh, it's so annoying. It's going to be one of the best pieces, and I know I have to get it. And the true way to get it is to move Monsterverse upstairs. That's like the true way to do it, because you got to move basically Transformers right here, convert this top and bottom Lord of the Rings. Because then you can do Cave Troll, Treebeard, Sam. You could probably just do Balrog versus Gandalf and Fellbeast right here. And you can technically clear up that spot down low. And you could obviously keep Game of Thrones and just do Saruman, Lurtz bust, and Gollum bust top shelf. Keep Game of Thrones down low. Doing Monsterverse upstairs, we'd probably have to do it top and bottom, though. It basically take 2 garage shelves, how I displayed it in the other room. Diorama with King Ghidorah top shelf, bottom shelf, the bus, that, and just get one more Monsterverse statue to kind of fill the void there. I mean, that might be the option, and then you have one additional garage shelf, top shelf, to try and fit Alien and Predator. Now, I was really hoping to take 2 garage shelves to do like Predator bust, Alien, and Facehugger Chamber. Like, I feel like that would look so good on 2 garage shelves. The only way to really do that is if you do just King Ghidorah top shelf, and then you do the rest of this down low inside 3 garage shelves, really. That would not look good, though. It'd look better taking up 2 shelves, top and bottom. I did like how that looked. I don't necessarily like the bust down low, but it's better than nothing. So it's definitely a tough one, just because of that Cave Troll. Now, I know I could theoretically do the Cave Troll here. It's going to stick off 10 inches. That would mean, though, putting Sauron and Gandalf over here, along with Saruman bust. Or putting them right here, doing the Trinity right here, top shelf. Lower Balrog, move Game of Thrones upstairs. Like, if you just want to keep Lord of the Rings from here to there. This is the only way to do it, and get Cave Troll. So Cave Troll has to go there. Now, unfortunately, Sauron and Balrog will stick off this shelf to right here, because as you can see, they're filling up. Like, they're already sticking out actually over this. So they would both just have to stick out here. I'd angle Gandalf slightly more to the left, and then you would technically not go out as much. But you'd have to do Gandalf, Sauron, Cave Troll. Keep all the remaining bottom the same. We have to lower Balrog, and I'd do it right underneath Khaleesi bust in this shelf. So Balrog versus Gandalf, Fell Beast, and I'd probably just buy a Smog statue. So it's all the same statues, like scaling. I get a Weta Smog, one of the... Here's the thing, I like the newer one better, but it's too tall to go down low unless I boosted that shelf up slightly. But I do prefer the newer one versus the old one I used to own. I mean, they're both great, but the new one looks cooler. And then you'd have to do in the closet, Saruman bust, Trinity. Because the Trinity fits on this shelf easily. So it'll be Saruman bust, Trinity, creatures underneath, bunch of busts, Cave Troll. Ideally, I do prefer to have all my quarter scales together. I don't really like having that separation. So that is annoying. That's why I feel like in that case, you might as well just move all the quarter scales over here and just move Transformers and Monsterverse upstairs. But like that, honestly, would work better. Moving Monsterverse upstairs. But if Monsterverse is upstairs, you still have to fit Alien, Predator, and Avatar. They could not go in this room. Now, Avatar theoretically could. If Khaleesi's out, now let's say you keep Game of Thrones down low. These two are gone. You don't make any of this Lord of the Rings. And here's the thing, you still have Saruman bust and Lurtz bust, but... God, it's definitely a tricky one. We may have to give up on something. I mean, I could theoretically put Neytiri in the closet, Neytiri 1/3 right here. That would work. Keep Game of Thrones quarter down low. And right here, you would, I mean, ideally do Jake Sully 1/3. And then just have Lord of the Rings from here to here. So like in these shelves. You'd have to fit Saruman bust right here as well. So it's definitely a tricky one. Goodness. I feel like moving this out is the best option. Because one, it does fit theme-wise upstairs. But two, I need to be able to fit AVP upstairs. And Neytiri. Unless I don't buy Neytiri. Which I feel like would be a huge mistake considering how good the movies are. And how good that bust and third scale is. Like some of the best out there. Like wow. But I think we still might have to just do Monsterverse. It's so annoying breaking up this setup because it's literally one of the coolest setups in my collection. But we need... I'm not going to move anything until Cave Troll goes on pre-order and I officially pre-order it. But I'm starting to think now Monsterverse. We need to fit Monsterverse, Alita, Alien and Predator. And I mean, Alien and Predator. And Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a tough one. I might have to do an additional shelf in front of the closet to make this work. That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's the only way I can make this work. Shelf in front of closet. That's the only way to get it to work. In order to fit Alien and Predator. I mean, ideally, here's the thing. With Alien and Predator, I want to do it with Deep Tail Predator Bust and Deep Tail Facehugger Chamber. In between the two. Or on the edges. I think that would look so good. And that would take up 2 full garage shelves for sure. Top shelf. Only top shelf. Neytiri is a top shelf only as well. King Ghidorah is top shelf only. He cannot go down low. He's too tall. Unless I boosted that shelf to like freaking 60 inches high because it's super tall. It's like 4 feet tall. No way that's going to happen. It is a tough one indeed, folks. Nevertheless, JND Khaleesi will be mine no matter what. And we're going to figure it out. It is future Flankster's problem, like Flankster 6 months from now. So we'll see what happens, but I've just been kind of throwing out some ideas. Monsterverse upstairs, or just do AVP and Game of Thrones. and elite. I mean, I still like that idea, but it's just, here's the thing. If we do that idea, how do you do cave troll in there and make it look good? Like, we can put it in, but making it look good is another question. Anyways, folks, if you have any ideas, throw them out there. In terms of JND Khaleesi, from what I know, it is only going to be a $299 ES total between the two editions, so it's going to sell out instantly. And it, like I said, it's going to be the best JND statue. Let me know what you guys think. Do you plan to pick up JND Khaleesi? I'll make a separate video once all the official images are up. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.